everyone, welcome back to our channel. And if you're new to our channel, my name is Bande. I'm a watercolor and sketching artist. But before starting with today's tutorial, I have something really exciting for you all, that I have launched a new course right now in which I'm just covering everything you need to know as a beginner in watercolor, like the different kind of materials to use, what are the different kind of watercolor techniques, and how you can combine them together to make very easy, beautiful watercolor paintings. The best part is it's absolutely free right now for a limited period of time, so make sure you check the link in the description box below. So without any further delay, let's get started with today's tutorial.
Hello everyone, getting started with the video over here. We'll initially draw the basic sketch of this lamp post over here. Make sure your lines are correct in the right direction. You make sure your lines are tilted like this so that it seems you are standing on the lower half of the lamp post and you are just looking up towards it. So make sure you get the tilts right. If you are unsure about your tilts and everything, you might use a scale for this purpose to attain the perfection. Now connect these two tilted lines with one another to get the perfect shape of the post. After you are done with this basic post, make sure one side you have the line should be slightly smaller and the other side the light should be slightly bigger. Now getting done with the other objects that we need to do over here, for example the various kinds of wares and everything which are going to act as supporting object in our composition basically. So quickly draw some wares. Make sure you draw the wares in various directions, some going straight, some moving downwards, some moving upwards at various angles and everything. Try to do that, and once we are done with the drawing like this, we'll start off with the watercolors. Make sure all the tilts are correct like this and this. And once you are done, we are starting with the watercolors. Over here I have taken my palette and 4 different colors, and the colors are being I have taken some yellow ochre color, some cobalt blue, some burnt sienna and some vermilion. Getting started, we will initially apply some water over all the whole area of the paper, making the whole area wet. Try to do this process twice to make the whole area completely wet, and then start off with another small size brush and mix some cobalt blue paint. Make sure the cobalt blue paint you are mixing should be quite watery like this. Now on the wet paper I am just dipping my brush like this, and you will see we are getting very smooth edges and blended edges like this because there is already water on the paper. Like this, let it spread out. And in case if you don't know about these techniques, about using the water and how to spread out the colors, about the extreme basics of watercolor painting, you might check a link in the description box below. I have a course right now which is completely free for a limited time. You might check it out. It is covering various kind of watercolor techniques and the complete foundations of watercolor basically. Right now I'm taking some yellow ochre color, and with the yellow ochre color I'm mixing a little amount of this vermilion to make it slightly reddish. I'm going to give it a little bit of like that shimmer of the sun falling on the clouds, that kind of effect. So a little bit of this color. You can see the whole paper is completely wet right now, because you can already see the shimmer of the water over there. I'm mixing some cobalt blue with some vermilion and also some burnt sienna, 3 of this color together to mix a dark color like this, which will act as the perfect color for the clouds. Make sure it is watery, and you can see it is already spreading out because there is already a lot of water on the paper. It is spreading out. Don't kill the highlights, don't completely kill the highlights. You can see I'm keeping the white areas intact to a certain extent. I'm not covering up the white area completely. And with the same color, which is the mixture of blue, burnt sienna and vermilion, I'm putting the clouds at various areas. Once you are done putting the clouds on all these areas, covering up a lot of space, you can just put in some small dots like this at certain areas which are not white at all, but it will look like there are some small clouds here and there. That kind of effect you're going to get like this and this. And after that we need to use a hairdryer to dry the whole thing out. I would just prefer you to use a hairdryer so that you don't get any watermarks and stuff like that. So quickly, once you are done with the clouds like this, use a hairdryer. So after using the hairdryer, it should look like this. It is completely dried off. You can see the colors are looking quite dull right now, and you cannot see the shimmer anymore. I'm mixing the same color right now, the blue, burnt sienna and vermilion mixture. Right now the mixture is quite thick on the palette. You can see it's not anymore that much watery. It's slightly watery, and I'm going to draw out the post over here. You can already see the markings, the basic drawing that we have done initially on the paper, that is quite visible. So with that we are going to follow the line drawing and completely fill up the space with this paint. I suggest all of you to use a small size brush to attain the perfection like this. So quickly finish off with the lamp post. Be very careful at these areas where there is like small tiny lines and stuff like that. Be very careful and slow. In watercolors, I always suggest all of you to use this kind of brushes. These are miniature brushes. So I'm using one of these miniature brushes for the wares, because to attain the perfection in the wares I would always suggest all of you to use the miniature brushes. There's some artists that tell like one brush is fine, but I prefer using various kind of brushes and tip sizes of the brushes to get perfect results in my paintings. So you can see how fine and easily I can just draw these wares, and I'm getting a great perfection using this. And even if you're a beginner with this kind of brushes, it will be really easy for you to draw this kind of wares. Just draw the wares at various directions, at various angles from here to there, to make it seem that it's like a lamp post where there is lots of connections coming in and out of it. You'll often see this kind of objects on a lamp post. If you don't have an idea of how the lamp post should look like, if you cannot just make it out of your imagination or something like that, I always suggest you to take a reference image. There are like lots of images on the internet of this kind of lamp post. There are lots of photographs, so you can just take a reference of any of those to get the perfect kind of lamp post that you want to do. It is standing against the sky, that's why it's a silhouette kind of image that I am doing with some dark colors. Finishing off with all the lines right here. The more lines you add, the better it looks like. Make it a little bit congested, it looks better. I'd always suggest you to take a reference image so that it becomes easier for you to add detailings. I'm finishing off with all the lines over here. Right now I'm adding some inner details. For example, even in a silhouette figure we have a little bit of light, so we can see some certain amount of details inside this lamp post. That kind of a detail you can add like this with a slightly same color but a little bit less watery, so that you can get some darker tones. And once you are done with these darker tones, we are almost done with this painting basically right now. I just add the border where we need to show the light over there, and we are done. I'll just slowly remove the masking tape over here. Always pull that masking tape towards your direction so that it doesn't harm the paper. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, so give it a try for sure. And other than that, I'll be back with more such exciting tutorials. Till then, just like, share and subscribe to our channel.